Good morning everyone, welcome back to the McGrory YouTube channel, and I am here about 24 hours late to be honest, but I am here with the 0.34 official Beam update, and I've had a look through the release notes. I haven't played anything yet, but it's safe to say there's a few really cool things going on here, so I thought I would load up just a free roam. I'm in like the standard D series. I figured I would load up a free roam and we could check some of the new things. So first of all, let's get a look at the new vehicles. So we'll move to an exterior cam. There we go. We'll move out to the middle of the road. You can see that I did do a couple of donuts before I parked up. But here we are. Let's get a look at the new vehicles. So first things first, one of my favourite vehicles in the whole game. No, I don't know what. We'll turn off all the custom PCs because we want to look at vanilla stuff. So there's the new vehicle, which we're so excited to get at. But there's one thing I want to check first of all, which was an update for the Grand Marshal. And there is the slider now. They have a factory drift car, and do you know what? That looks really good. Okay, so they've added like a wide body and new body panels, like the new rear bumper, new front bumper, side skirts. I don't recognise that hood, but I might be wrong. I recognise the little ducktail wing there. I've just realised that the audio is not coming through my headphones. There we go. Hopefully that didn't affect anything in the stream. Doesn't look like it did. So, okay, sounds good. We're working with 400 horsepower, which is actually quite modest, but fair. I've always loved the way the Grand Marshal drifts. It's just so smooth. So controllable. I would love if there was a independent rear suspension option for the Grand Marshal. I know that it's based on the Crown Victoria, which never had a independent rear suspension option, but the Grand Marshal was based on the Panther platform, which I believe the SN95 Mustang was also based on, which did have in the Cobras an independent rear suspension option. So I don't think it would be that bad to the lore if this had a Cobra version with independent rear suspension. You know, maybe they could actually bring it out as a two-door coupe variant. I don't know, but yeah, drifts around well. I don't think it'll win any sort of competitions. But with a little bit of work, it potentially could. It drifts real nice, sounds good. Super smooth, it's quite happy. Okay. I was about to say that it's quite happy sitting at pretty big angle because it has decent steering angle, but I also think, personally, the front tyres have too much grip for my liking, so it does have a tendency for the front end to want to pull in when it's sideways, and I prefer the front to be able to smoothly glide, so yeah, not bad. 1800 kilograms, you can see it's still got a full interior and everything, so maybe losing a little bit of weight, and skinny front tyres, or skinnier front tyres would do this thing pretty well. But let's get a look at the new car, which is the Bruckell Nine, or Bruckell Nine. Loads of variations here. So short bed pickup, coupe, panel van. That's so cool. We've got a sedan with it. That looks like it's got Rolls Royce style suicide doors. That's cool. Nice roadster taxi. So the taxi, we can do some Mafia 1 roleplay if we really wanted. Roadster extended panel van. Oh, okay, that does look a little bit longer. The distance But where is it longer? I can't tell. It just does look longer. I don't know. We'd maybe need to spawn them in to have a look. The long bed pickup, the police, the deluxe coupe. Oh, the deluxe roadster. That looks exactly like the car from Back to the Future that Biff drives, and he ends up full of turds. The Overlander, that looks quite cool. The Junk Rod, that's definitely my sort of thing. That's really cool. The Bootlegger, sick. The Lake Bed Jalopy, Bulletproof, Gutter Grifter, Taste Cola Special, the Good Noodle, Sundown Coupe. That looks like the car for the what's the name of the movie? I don't remember, but Harrison Ford drives a matte black 55 Chevy, and he races against this. I don't remember, but that is really cool. The Hot Beams Custom Phantom Sedan Resto Mod, that's lovely. Sharp Dress Speedster, so yeah, that's the ZZ Top 32 Ford. The drag van. Tell you what, I'm going to see if there's a way I can load all of these in at once, and we'll get a look at how they all look. Okay guys, not sure if I would have skipped all of this for you and we're just transitioning in, or if I time-lapsed, but either way, welcome back. I have all versions of this car, the Bruckell 9, all spawned in at once. And it's some sight, by the way. This is really cool. So we'll start off with the basic stuff, and basically I just went kind of as they appear in the list, starting off with the pickup. And so these configurations all seem to be broadly the same. You can see they use the same lights, the same bumpers, I think the same wheels, just with different hubcaps and colours. And they are lovely, actually. They're really well designed. Everything looks so nice. It kind of ends with this roadster here, so what we'll do is we'll take this roadster out, get it started up, and we'll have a look at this, and this can represent the kind of rest of the gang there. So you can hear it sounds doesn't sound like a V8, not entirely sure what engine's in it, but I know that it puts out the same horsepower as all of these. Let's have a look if we can open it up. Ooh. Oh, okay, it's like a kind of 4-cylinder, it looks like. Yeah, okay, not the most interesting of engines, but yeah, 47 horsepower. So we'll get it driven round this little block of cars and kind of see what we think of it. So it doesn't sound the best. We have a 3-speed manual gearbox. I mean, it kind of seems like what you would expect it to be, kind of small. only weighs 1,000 kilograms, so the 47 horsepower can function alright. I think what we should do is maybe, should we take one representative of each kind of area and run it down the drag strip for a look? Let's see. So we'll take this roadster, run it down, see what we get. Over rev risk, I guess there's no limiter on it. Into second gear already, second gear's getting changed before 40 miles an hour. So we're now in our top gear. 50, 55, 60, we made it to 60. 21.1 at 61. Ooh, that's it's a bit slow. Let's see what the others can do. Okay, folks, we are back with the rest of the crowd. We will we'll get this reverse back into its spot, looking all nice and pretty. There we go. We'll leave this here. So we now come across. We have the extended van, which is quite a bit longer actually than the normal van. We have a police variant, a pickup variant, the general coupe sort of variant, and then we have the convertible again. So broadly the same sort of thing as the first bunch, but these sound different. So let's have a quick look. Now this is making 78 horsepower, which is mighty, but if you listen, that sounds lovely. Sounds like a V8 to me. I'm not entirely sure how we get into the engine from here. Oh, it just opens up, that's fine. Oh, a flathead V8, that's so cool. Single barrel carb. You can even see the mechanical fan coming out the top. I'm guessing, is that attached to the generator? I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell from here, but there's a few cars that have more exposed engine bays. Hopefully we'll get a closer look at some of this. Oh, that's good with the light on it. Yeah, you can see that's the generator, which is what we would now call an alternator. But I think these generate DC current rather than alternating current, which is why these are generators and not alternators. But yeah, this is a really nice looking car. And as I said, I think this is I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but it looks exactly like well, it's the colour scheme at least for Biff's car in Back to the Future, the one where he chases Marty on the skateboard, and ends up getting it full of poop. So let's run this down the strip. We have a mighty 78 horsepower, but still only a 3-speed box. We do have a higher rev limit from 3.5 up to, what's that, 4.5 probably. Got a little bit of wheel spin off the start. This is pretty mental, crazy car. Still slow, but there's already 60, so we're already moving on up in the world. Go to cross line, it's 72. Oh no, it's still registered as 70, but 70.97. That's an 18-second pass. That's not great, is it? But I suppose these are pre-war cars. What do you expect? So again, we'll take this back and we'll get a look at the rest. Oh, look at this lineup. It looks so cool. One more thing that I wanted to actually mention is I don't know if you guys can see this because it's pretty fine detail, but when you come close, you can see these have vertical stripes on the grille that are chrome, still vertical chrome, black vertical. So yeah, I think there's quite a lot of customization that can be done to this. Again, we haven't looked, we don't know. You can even see the little plug cover on the chrome grille. I believe that would be for a hand starter. So you would take that plug off, fit your hand starter, and get to it. Now, interestingly, the black grille doesn't have that. I wonder if taxis maybe had an electric starter. I don't know. Can we see a Can we see an ignition button? Okay, well it works off an ignition start there. I'm not sure how that compares to real life, but we'll see. Either way, very, very cool. These sound great, they look great, they kind of roll about the way you would kind of expect them to. The bias ply tires have no grip like you'd expect them to. Oh, generally this is just a real treat. Really, really nice. We did have an odd number, and so the next on the list is this, which I'm not entirely sure what the kind of lore behind this one is. It has 47 horsepower like the original bunch. Black grille. It's the 4-cylinder again. I don't know what the point of this is, but with matte black side skirts and wings. Yeah, not entirely sure what the purpose of this car is, but cool to have it. Really cool colour scheme. Then we have this. Craziness. And this is also the 4-cylinder, as we can see, but we can get a good look at it here. Can we raise this up a bit? Yes, we can. Real good look at the 4-cylinder now. Looks like we have crank-driven water pump that also has the fan on it. Twin barrel carbs, or sorry, twin single barrel carbs. And yeah, that's cool. You can actually see that it's oh, what did they call these? Was it side drafts? So you have the intake and the exhaust on the same side of the engine. And so you can see the exhaust comes out and then comes over into a Y, and then attaches and goes out the back. So yeah, really cool looking truck. I'm not sure if it's meant to maybe be like Mad Max inspired, or if this is a style that took place at some point in history that I'm just not aware of. But yeah, very Mad Max looking. It's got this really cool panel down here, which if we take a look at this right next to it, doesn't. And oh, that also has it. But yeah, really cool little panel that fills in this gap. That looks really, really cool. Let's see, what are we running? 63 horsepower. So it is the 4-cylinder, but it is hopped up a little bit. That again is probably down to that dual carb arrangement rather than single carb. But yeah, really, really cool truck. And I think I have a little plan for that truck that we'll see later in this episode. So this is basically, this is like early land speed record sort of car for like Bonneville. I don't know if you guys watch anyone like David Freiberger. He's really into this sort of racing. Goes through a lot of the history of it. We can see it's a flathead V8 with looks like 3 single barrel carbs. So the 3 single barrel carbs and the 3 exhaust outlets make flatheads look like V6s. However, the ports here in the cylinder head casting are Y-shaped. So the 2 center pistons or cylinders take in from the center carb and send out through the center exhaust. These are V8s, but they look like V6s, and a lot of people get that wrong. I didn't put the handbrake on that. Okay, back to the land speed record car. Let's get a listen at this. We have the boom tubes out the side, open headers. 219 horsepower, by far the fastest we've seen so far. Oh, I want to run this down the strip. I know it's not going to have the traction at the start, but on the top end, hopefully we can see a half decent number. We have a nearly 6,000 RPM rev limit. That's going to help us with both acceleration through the gears and with top speed. Oh, have I deep staged too far? There we go, that'll do it. Oh, this sounds so good. Oh, that's so cool. 13.2 at, what was the mile an hour there? 100 and something? I was distracted by how cool this is. Army looking paint, which again probably due to back, these are pre-war cars, but post-war they were kind of trying to build anything they could out of spare from the war, so maybe that's the idea here, is this car's been painted with leftover army green paint. Who knows, but really, really cool to see. I love that. Big tyre in the back, small tyre in the front. Oh, so cool. You can actually see the wooden frame on this model as well. I'm not sure if I've noticed that on any other one. This is a cool car. Really, really happy to have this in the game now. Let's get it reversed back into spot and we'll take a look at the rest. So we have this little pickup here, which I'm guessing is maybe meant to be like just a street drag car or a street machine of some sort. Maybe it's meant to be a moonshine runner's car. I'm not entirely sure, but looks really, really cool. Not sure what engine's in it. Let's take a look. It's 149 horsepower, probably the V8. Much quieter though, much more discreet. Oh, still sounds great though. We have this pickup variant, which is kind of just a more brazen version of this one. 205 horsepower. That's a much more modern sounding V8. When I say modern, I mean kind of 60s or 70s. Does this have a different engine altogether? It does indeed. You can see the flathead over here with a supercharger. Oh, we should have looked at that closer. Yeah, that looks like the Moonhawk engine. Okay, cool. Well, it looks like there's probably some later engine swaps you can do here. Oh yeah, look. That looks like the Moonhawk 423 engine or whatever it is. The Ultra Thrust, I think it's called. 670 horsepower in the Tasty Cola van. Really cool coilover suspension up front. The side pipes with flames. Very, very cool. We now have the purple, which is super cool. I think these might be the new wheels that have been added to the game as well. Let's get this pulled out and we'll take a look at these. I don't recognise these at all. Potentially the new ones. They look really nice actually. Really cool. This also sounds amazing. 580 horsepower. Ah, forget it. The good noodle drag car. I suppose it's a drag car. Should we run it? It's clearly meant to be a bit of a gasser with that lifted up front end with a transverse leaf, lowered rear. Yeah, let's run this down the strip and see how it gets on. Whoa, very aggressive on the launch. Hyper aggressive on the launch. Really short ratios as well. Are we going to hit the limit? Ooh, that was a 10-second pass. Definitely respecting that. 10-second pass. And something that kind of wants to kill you, as you can see. Doesn't like being on the brakes, doesn't like being on the throttle. Generally just a mess of a vehicle, but super cool, and I suppose pretty accurate. If you've ever seen any of these old gassers going down the strip in period, they were a handful. They were an absolute handful. But super cool to see. This purple is also beautiful. You know I like purple. That purple is kind of this, but with a bit more metallic to it, which is beautiful. Okay, now here's the yellow car. I couldn't remember the name of the film that I was thinking of, but I think I remember it now. I think it's American Graffiti. I haven't seen it in years, but it looks exactly like the car from that. And the guy that owns it is, you know, he's got the fastest car in town until Harrison Ford shows up in a 55 Chevy wanting to race everyone. 425 horsepower and it spins real nice. Yeah, in general, just a really, really cool car to have. The race goes horribly wrong in the film, but I won't spoil anything. You really should watch it. It's a fantastic movie. Kind of about growing up in America in the 60s, being a teenager, stealing your parents' car to go to the diner with your friends. Great. Supercharged V8 in this, 515 horsepower. I guess this is meant to be like a street rod, because we've got kind of, well, maybe not even a street rod because it slicks all the way around, but it's weird, it like has an open diff, so you can't use any of that power. I think they might have missed the mark on this config, if I'm being honest with you. Cool, but maybe a little bit pointless. Now we are down to our final three. We have this, which is just super cool. This is something I would quite happily drive today. But oh, really cool looking vehicle. 255 horsepower. Got the more modern V8 in it. Doubt we've got any superchargers or anything cool going on. No, this is your kind of, I guess, not for me because I live in America and I live in the UK, but in America this will be your boomer at a Cars and Coffee event. We have ZZ Top. Can't remember which member of ZZ Top owns this car, but it was on their album covers and the sound of it was featured, which I wish they'd maybe done a bit more work to this, because this is not what... Is it Frank Beard? Is it him that owns this? I can't remember. But, yeah, this is not what his car sounds like. I wish they'd maybe done a little bit more work on that to give it a big, choppy cam idol like his. We have the drag car. 1200 horsepower. 1400 kilograms, so very, very heavy actually, compared to our starter vehicle, which was around 1000 kilograms. We've added on 400 kilograms, which is probably about 900 pounds. Let's see what it does down the strip. Big wheelies, that's what it does down the strip. Big wheelies, but 0 to 60 2.1 seconds. I totally missed the time there. I guess I'll have to watch it in replay and put it up on screen. But either way, it feels quick, it feels really quick, looks great. What a cool design, livery. It's really, really good looking. Yeah, really cool vehicles. So I think what I'll do is I'll go and I'll get these all despawned so that I can get my frame rate back. That would be nice. And I think we'll take a look at the new area that's been added to the West Coast map. Yeah, little spoiler, that's it there. So I'll catch you guys in just a few seconds. Okay guys, I am back. I now have frames, lots of frames. We're doing much better, and I think we need to build an off-road vehicle just for showcasing the next area. But it's a good excuse for us to take a look. So this already has the off-road tires, so we don't need to waste too much time with that. We'll leave everything in the chassis slot, but we'll just take a look at the engine configurations here. So we have 134 cubic inch side valve inline 4, or the 232 side valve V8. Yeah, we'll go for the V8. We'll go for the V8. Adjustable rev limits. High compression stock long block, low compression stock long block, or a stage 2 performance long block. Stage 2 performance, please. That's doubled our horsepower to 144. Stock oil pan. We want cut out race exhaust headers. Yes. That's cool. What else is there though? Race exhaust headers. Where do they go? Oh, they're even cooler. Yes. And then I think there was one more, just to have a quick look. The tubular exhaust manifolds. Okay, yeah. Right, fair. Fair. I think we want to go back to the race exhaust headers. We will take... I don't think we need superchargers. Triple single barrels. For 222 horsepower, very nice. Intake air horns. Electric radiator fan for cooling. Close ratio 3 manual speed. Race 4 or a wide ratio 3. I think we'll go for the race 4. And an ultralight flywheel. So nothing too crazy, but really nice. Let's see what we can do in the tuning menu. RPM limit. You can see that it actually starts to kink down, so I think we are quite happy with the limit up here. Transmission ratios are very weird. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna worry too much about that. 20 psi. We'll up the offset so we've got a little bit more stability. Okay, I think we are now officially ready to hit this new area. So, I'm not entirely sure the best way to enter the new area. But we'll head across here and have a look at what we can see. At least the gearbox does work okay. Oh, looks like there's a gate here for us. That's quite handy. Okay, so that is a steep banking on that corner. That's really cool. Okay, come across here. A little bit of concrete here. Okay, looks like we've got 3 options here. Go left. Okay, that takes us up and around. Looking at the map, it looks like this is a kind of figure 8, but with an extra oval. Those are really steep bankings and quite a steep hill. This appears to have kind of jump here. The other straight road is pretty flat. Again, that's really steep banking. With that that crossover is an opportunity to get some air on a corner. That's really, really cool. We've now joined back onto the main straight. More of these. And what happens up here? Do we just get forced around? Looks like it. So, follow this up. This thing's a bit of a handful. I guess it's still in like period suspension and all that. Come down and across. Okay, that wasn't too violent. I mean, my line was awful, but I guess they look more violent from the outside. I mean, look at this. That is a steep angle of attack. But oh, it's just that they've smoothed this over quite nicely. Okay, so that does actually make it like a decent contender for a race. That's... oh, okay, a little trip down to there. Okay, handy. Another loop down there. Okay. Another loop down. This, where does this take us out to? Just, I guess, the parking lot at the sports complex. Yeah, okay, not bad. So this used to just be like a straight path that would take you out to where the previous exit was that we looked at up there. Quite useful for trying to lose the cops, but yeah. Now it's actually been turned into a whole area, which is really cool. And Okay, so this just comes down into like a forced 180, which is that really steep banking I was talking about. Okay, let's see what it's like to take this with some speed, because this thing just isn't up to the task. I'm sure there's a way to make it up to the task, but I'm not there for it. Tell you what we'll do. Let's get a shot of, well, we'll need to turn on the custom configs again. Let's use my Rallycross Bolide, or I don't know what you call it. RX3 rally car. So this is that I used in the RLS Rallycross RP Championship. Ooh, I mean this surface feels looser than I'm used to be honest with you. Even though I've been doing a lot of off-road racing, it feels super loose, almost as if it's you kind of float over it rather than dig into it. More sort of like what I would expect snow to feel like. Kind of scooting along the top of it rather than digging down into it and pushing yourself forward. Okay. Yep, there is a smooth way to take those corners, that's for sure. I guess it's still quite risky, because if you're kind of either side, or if you're battling for a position through there, that suddenly becomes very narrow, and if you have to take a corner tight, then it does become a jump, which can throw everything a little bit off. And in a momentum sport like rally, that's a real issue. Can we turn this into a real cool 360? We can. Excellent. So yeah, there we go. That's the I guess that's just what the what 034 is for me. I know there's a million other changes. It's actually a huge update, but this is, I think, everything that I was excited to get a shot of, and I am really happy with it. Slight update from the RLS team. The RLS career update, career overhaul is broken by this update. They are working on it. I think that unofficially they're hoping to get a fix out by Friday. So unfortunately I won't have any more recording done until Friday based on our career. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. On Saturday, however, we are filming the Secret Santa episode for our Christmas special, and that will come out closer to Christmas, but the filming takes place on Saturday. So I'm hoping if I can find maybe another game, or something else that I think you guys might be interested in, I will hopefully be able to get some content out to you guys so that it doesn't get too stale while we wait on the RLS update fix. So let's see how it goes, but I'm trying my best, guys. I've also got something big going on in my family at the moment. I'm kind of trying to work through to take my mind off of it, but yeah, a close loss in the family yesterday, and yeah, so trying to keep my mind off it, trying to work through things. So let me know if you have any suggestions, any games you would like me to play, anything I can do that you might get a laugh out of, and yeah, I'll try my best to come up with something as well. So I'll speak to you guys soon. Take it easy. Bye.